At Apex, our mantra is so easy. The first thing is improving the livelihood of the farmers. Secondly, we ensure we strengthen the community of those farmers. Then lastly, we introduce technology for future development and youth encouragement into agriculture.
This brings the question to how do we lift over 30 million households out of poverty and food insufficiency?
We currently have about 40.1% of Nigerians living below the poverty line of 137,430 naira, which is the equivalent of $381.75 a year. Amongst these people are farmers in the northern regions of the country who are currently at risk of food insecurity, amongst other needs.
We do all our possible best to end poverty to our farmers by providing them with all the necessary things they require for their farming. Like we include them something we call financial inclusion, disburse loan for fertilizer to them so that they can go and do their farming. And it is yielding good to even the farmers.
At Apex, we place great emphasis on boosting household incomes, which contribute significantly to improving the overall economic prosperity of the average smallholder farmer. We currently also have several projects that are focused on balancing the supply and demand of commodities with a fair distribution of value across all the players in the agricultural value chain, and also the facilitation of public and private investment in the agri-food ecosystem.
Fara amfani da wannan kungiya ta AFES da yanzu na ci gaba ne sosai ba wai ƙasa ba. Da haka wannan kungiya ba abun da za mu yi mata sai dai addu'a.
Everyone deserves access to enough food and nutrition, but sadly, there is still a massive amount of people who are unfed. Almost 90% of Nigerian farmers still experience some level of food insecurity. To achieve the SDG 2, which is zero hunger, we aim to take Africa to a place where it can feed itself. And how do we do this? We invest in farmers, we teach them the best agronomical practices, and we provide them with input to increase their yield and to improve their livelihood.
Amma sakamakon yanzu Allah ya taimake ni, abokina ya kira ni ya nuna min roman ita wannan kamfani na APES, na dawo na jona da su, sakamakon haka na samu profitable, uncountable ma.
The Sustainable Development Goal 5 concerns gender equality. The goal is to empower all women and girls in the world. At Apex, we are very deliberate about gender inclusion in both our engagement with smallholder farmers and in participation in the workspace. One of our favorite examples is the National Women. This is a group of smallholder female farmers that when we encountered them had issues accessing inputs and financing due to the Nigerian environment for the smallholder farmer. Following our engagement, we were able to grow these 300 female smallholder farmers to over 8,200, and our relationship is still growing strong. These farmers have experienced over 50% increase in both their value and their volume, and they continue to be one of our stellar members on the exchange.
Ni ce mai suna Dija Sani, sakatariya ta Nasarawa. Ina nuna godiya ta ga wannan kamfani Apex. Ina samu ta dalilin haka na samu karuwa gonaki har ma in samu watan karba a haka.
We also are deliberate with activities in the workspace by including females in our top management roles and creating platforms to engage more youth as well as girls in both our financial and tech spaces.
The SDGs 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth. This is to promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, decent work for all. We are working towards achieving this by providing financial inclusion to smallholder farmers, as well as creating processes and products that will make it easy for the capital market and the public to be a part of the commodities ecosystem.
Apex a rí àwọn àǹfààní púpọ̀ fún àpẹẹrẹ bàtà bẹ̀rẹ̀ àpò tí wọ́n ti di group àti wọnú ẹgbẹ́ yìí láti wọnú Apex wọ́n ti di introduce ara wa sí Apex wọ́n ti mọ̀ wá ń bì. Àwọn ọkọ̀ fún wa ní ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ so a lọ sí training oríṣiríṣi tó ń fún wa. Ní training yẹn àdáde múlò lóko a rí pé a rí ìyàtọ̀ tí iṣẹ́ oko wa tún gbé pẹ́ẹ́lí sí ó improve then. Àwọn tún fún wa ní some inputs láti fi ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ wa yẹn tó pé yẹn náà fi go a long way láti ran iṣẹ́ wa lọ́wọ́.
We have created a link between farmers and agents of warehouses to serve as local hubs for aggregation and disbursement. In the coming years, We intend to create more decent work through our AFEX franchising model, where agripreneurs can replicate our model in a smaller scale while still having access to our technology and platform.
We need to produce and consume enough of just what we need and preserve the rest in a sustainable way for future generations. Be it individually or industrially, we need to initiate, implement, and achieve this. That's what the SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, is all about.
My name is Moses Agbola. I'm the accountant of Circle Limited. Our relationship with AFEX started in 2016, that should be like 5 years ago. And it was very nice. We have been enjoying ourselves. There is integrity. We have a cordial relationship with them. Then they were our supplier. They supply us soya beans. They've brought almost 5,800 metric tons of sorghum and 341 tons of sesame.
In 2016 alone, over 14% food loss was recorded from post-harvest to distribution in sub-Saharan Africa alone. As a major player in agriculture, AFEX focuses on reducing this food loss, so we provide secure storage to prevent post-harvest loss and to reduce waste along the value chain.
And we are really active in SDG 1, which is no poverty. SDG 2, zero hunger. 5, gender equality. 8, which is decent work and economic growth. And SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production.